Leo, welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your storyline, catch your sun, moon, rising, Venus. This is probably your sun. If I don't catch that, check one of your other placements, see if I catch your energy, your storyline in one of those. So these have all been very thoroughly pre-shuffled, and we are going to start with the Oracle Mystical Moments deck to give us an intuitive vibe of where we're going. A lot of gratitude for these cards and these readings. What's our good message for Leo this week? What's our good message for Leo? What do I have for Leo this week? Okay. 4 of them. Off the bat. Oh, not talking about it, not talking about it. Stagnant energy. Okay. So you are exhausted from attempting to communicate and attempting to communicate clearly. You're not sure anyone's even listening. Even when you work really hard to communicate, you're not sure anyone's actually hearing the things that you have to say. And it's very exhausting and demoralizing, really. Conversations and communication is like playing catch with somebody, and you can throw the ball as well as you possibly can. You can be, I don't know anything about baseball, but you can be a really good, famous, highly paid baseball player that is accurate every time. And I don't know any of their names, but I'm getting names, but I don't, I'm not going to hazard what that could be here. So anyway, but if the other person doesn't want to catch, isn't a good catcher, doesn't have a mitt, doesn't want to catch, is not looking at you, doesn't want to play catch, it doesn't matter how perfectly you throw the ball. If the other person isn't playing, if the other person isn't interested in catching it, they won't catch it. So yeah, I mean, we always say like it takes 2 to tango, but that means it takes 2 to work together to make something beautiful, not it takes 2 to like fuck everything up. Only one person, when you're playing a game of catch, one person just has to decide not to play anymore, or that they don't want to catch. So this is you're throwing this ball, you're trying to communicate, and they're not playing catch. They may say they're playing catch, they may tell everybody else they're trying to play catch, but they aren't. They're not even trying. They can't hear you, and you're frustrated and demoralized and getting exhausted. You have home in the sky, so this has to do with some stagnant energy, things not moving forward. These birds aren't talking, and they're not flying, they're not talking, they're kind of trapped at home, as with many of us recently, and they're not moving forward. They could move forward of their own volition, but they'd rather be moved forward by the spirit, by the wind that's going to clear out the smog is also going to move them forward. So you're waiting. You're waiting for something to change, something to happen, and in the meantime, there's not a lot of movement or communication happening. In this all, you're attempting to look on the bright side. You've got this depression kind of following you close on your heels here. You've recently flipped things so that you're moving, or you are currently flipping this. This used to be your main house, and now your main house is going someplace beautiful. You're getting more in touch with spirituality. You're looking a little brighter. You're being more optimistic, more full of gratitude. You still have this depression hanging down, keeping you down, weighing you down a little bit. But you're trying to be positive in this situation, even though you're exhausted, and even though there's not a lot of movement. You're really following your intuition here. This again has these same threads descending from spirit to help you. Here you've grabbed onto them. You've grabbed onto some kind of thing that's going to make you feel positive and help elevate you and raise you up. These same threads are bringing you these beautiful petals and flowers. So you can't see where this is going, but you're having to intuit it bit by bit. It's becoming beautiful though, and you're being given these little raw materials to weave this thing together by the spirit, to weave this to weave something together intuitively. So you're really having to go with your intuition, and Spirit's really working with you with that, and bringing you little tidbits and little clues to follow, and to pay attention to. So we're going to move on to Moonology. This will be a direct message that might have some underbelly to it that we're going to have to inspect, but usually they're pretty direct. Moonology, what do we have for Leo this week? Okay. Okay, a new romantic cycle begins. All right. So it's a balanced cycle. It's new moon in Libra, so it's the beginning of a communication, beginning of a new, but you're exhausted from this communication, and you're kind of done with it, and you don't want to do it anymore. But this is saying you're beginning a new thing, and this is also saying you've begun a new thing that's brighter and better. And this is saying this is more balanced, there's more give and take here, everybody's being taken into consideration. There's a lot of fairness in this new, I wouldn't say romantic, I'd say a new relationship cycle. So this could be an old relationship that's getting some renewal, that's going to be more balanced and more fair, or because it looks like it hasn't been, or this could be like a whole new relationship you're starting that's going to have a lot of mutual appreciation and mutual respect in it. And then a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So this is emotional. This could have to do with family. This could have to do with you having been through a period of having to stand up for yourself. You may have to approach the situation not directly, but sort of sidewalk, crabwise. So this may be avoiding confrontation, but also making moves indirectly. So a personal issue reaches, so we have one card of resolution and one card of a new beginning. So that's, and they both have to deal with relationships and personal issues. So maybe someone is going to finally hear you. And this looks a lot like a personal issue. This looks like both of those, a personal issue reaching resolution, being put down to the past, and a new romantic cycle beginning, heading towards something a lot better than where you've been. This lack of this, I wouldn't say lack of communication, I'd say a lack of reciprocal communication, or lack of just, so this new moon, this is two people playing catch together, and both of them doing their best to play catch. So that's what that new cycle is going to be about, is going to be more balanced and more, and the other side, or the person you're playing catch with, is going to be actually playing catch with you. So that's good. All right, and both of those are very clearly, those Moonology decks really have me thinking that we're talking about relationship and not necessarily career. I guess the Can You Hear Me also had me thinking relationship, because yeah, getting relationship vibes off this. That's all I can say. It might not be a relationship for you personally, but with a personal issue and a new relationship cycle or new romantic cycle beginning. All right, so we're going to move to ethereal visions. These are already pre-shuffled. Leo, this is your past, this is your present, this is your inner landscape, this is what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay. I see. Okay, in your recent past, ooh, this deck has two extras. We have the well, we have this nurturing energy, this wellspring of wellness. We have, the waters of life. And we also have, she's got an incense thing right here. So there's a real spiritual vibe to this, a real spiritual sustenance and spiritual wellness. So that's in your recent past. You have some, and it's a source. What we have here is the source of the well, the source of the spirituality. So you've been in touch with your source somehow. You've been in contact or in direct contact with a source of wellness and a source of spiritual health. Like, I want to say you visited God recently, or you visited Source or Spirit directly somehow. Or there could be an intermediary here. In your present situation, you have the Four of Swords. This is so funny because naps are like coming up in everybody's reading. Four of Swords is taking time out. So your present situation is a little bit of a timeout. It's this. It's resting in preparation for new beginnings. It's resting, could be planning, could be thinking about where you've been, thinking about where you want to go. But it's sort of a nap out of life or out of the situation. You're taking a nap. You're bringing in intentionally some stagnant energy for the purpose of renewal. In your inner landscape, you have Temperance. So you're balancing things out, or you're wanting to balance things out. You're coming into balance with something. You're bringing sort of extreme parts of yourself, or extreme parts, or extreme ideas, or diametrically opposed ideas, and you're trying to balance them out and bring them into some sort of more positive thing. This is sort of my bartender here. She's very good. Look at it. She's like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna make you a, I don't know, a margarita or something. I'm a very horrible bartender, even though I really like the results. Not my results, but other people that know what they're doing. So this is bringing your sours and your simple syrup into some sort of balance here. So you've got something where either one in separation is kind of gross and nothing you drink straight. No one in the right mind would drink straight, but you bring them together, you've got this beautiful mixed drink, and everything's perfect. I mean, not everything's perfect, but you're sort of going through this process. This can be like adjusting to a new idea. You go there, you get like really angry or upset. You come back to like, oh, that's probably not going to be like that, or it's not like that. And then you go back, and the next time you revisit it, you're a little less angry and upset. So it's just you're getting used to some sort of new idea, something. At issue is this Five of Wands. So this is arguing, and it's not play anymore. It's very serious. When we get this in the upright, it's sort of a play fight. It's a test of wills, you can imagine. Teenage boys wrestling, and just, it's not real. They're like puppies that are just kind of play fighting. But this is real. This has gotten real. The fight's intensified and is... someone could get an eye poked out here. So you're having a fight. You're having some sort of battle, some sort of issue. I don't see those in the Oracle Mystical Moments deck. So maybe you've taken a pause from this issue. Maybe you're taking a nap from this issue and you're not even play fighting anymore because it got a little serious and you're not play fighting. This really sounds so like actual fighting. But I don't see that in these other cards. So it could be a pause from the fight. Because we have the "Can you hear me?" Home in the sky. We have the, stagnant birds, the conch shell that just doesn't seem to be working, and we have the Four of Swords. So maybe you're taking a break from the fighting, or the fighting could be getting very intensified, and maybe that's why you need a break. But at any rate, it's serious now. In your environment, you have this Eight of Swords. So, whew, I know this card well. This is the feeling trapped but not actually being trapped. These swords all have edges to them, sharp edges. She could easily use those to break her bonds here. So in your environment feels like it's trapping you. You feel trapped, you feel stuck. This card is here to tell you you're not actually, but you feel that way. But if you wanted to, it could be risky. She could slice herself. It's not a painless process to free herself. So this is saying that you are choosing to stay in an environment where you feel trapped. That's okay to make that choice as long as you're making it consciously. it's fine to make that choice because we all are juggling a lot of different variables in our situations. So you may, if this is a job situation, you may not have another job in the offing. You may need the money. I mean, this is here to say you can quit your job. You can quit any job. You can quit. You maybe don't want to, that maybe the risks are too much and what you give up for right now is too much, but this is saying that you could. And maybe it's also that there's something in your environment where you feel trapped and you don't feel like you can make a decision. You don't feel like you can make a move, which is what's going on here, is the stagnancy and not making a move. It is coming together. Something is coming together for you. You have to follow the little bits, the little hints and the little intuitions here. But yeah, you're feeling very trapped here. You're trapped in this fight. I mean, this nap sounds like a great idea, this break from life, this break from everything. Especially if you're feeling trapped, you may just be holding. Your to-do list is this 8 of Pentacles. This is to accept a new beginning, this new balanced beginning. It's divinely guided. It's being gifted by you, but it's being gifted to you. It's a very solid offer, and it's going to be leading to growth. So this is to start something new. This is a promising new beginning, and you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to start something or accept this new start. You are supposed to be starting a new cycle. And this is very physical. So maybe it is like you're supposed to put some effort into flipping this from darkness to lightness, to heading into the light, to being more positive, even though you're exhausted, even though there's this pause from this exhaustive fight and you feel trapped. I'm seeing a lot, okay. I think this 8 of Swords and this weaving of flowers have some similarities to me. Neither of them can see, and they're both dealing with a situation and not quite sure how to deal with it without being able to see. This one's more inspired, it's getting inspiration. This one's more trapped, but the thing that I'm seeing about both of them is neither of them are able to see clearly and are just having to make decisions based on where they're at and the information they have at the time. And this one's keeping it trapped, but this one's building something new bit by bit. So anyway, your to-do list, take this 8 of Pentacles. You need to, Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning, start something new. And it's very real world. It's not just have a new idea, have some new inspiration, have some new feelings. This is real world. There's actually a new beginning here. And I think you need to accept it with an open hand. Whatever this new beginning is, you have a new cycle starting. So possible outcome here is 7 of Pentacles, patiently waiting for the fruits of your labors. You're supposed to start something, work hard, and then patiently wait. So here you are, you're patiently waiting for your, you've harvested, and now you're waiting for these things to come into fruition. 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, you're kind of impatiently waiting, but that's a possible outcome, is more continued waiting for the situation to change. Here you are taking a nap in preparation. You're taking a time out here. You're waiting, and this might be waiting for, waiting to see how you can get out of the situation that you feel trapped in. So this is more waiting, but it's waiting with a promise, because you have this new beginning that you have accepted and taken steps towards, and then here you're going to just be waiting for something that you've worked for, that you've earned, that you've put in some labor for. It's time to, you're waiting for that resolution to come in, and you've worked for it. So it's yours. It's not like I'm just going to wait around for something to happen. This is like, I know what I'm waiting for. I know exactly what I'm waiting for. So that's what you're going to end up doing. All right, Leo, thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. They are encouraging to me, and they also help the algorithm and help other people find this channel too. So I appreciate that, and I hope you have a wonderful week.